Yup. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna make this a normal video, but I was like, why not live stream one of these videos, like one of my actual reactions, you know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be like a 2-part live stream. We're gonna have like the main part, which is gonna be me looking at these creepy TikToks that I found. We're gonna have like the other section where it's gonna be just us chilling, you know what I'm saying, scrolling through the internet, seeing what's going on in today's world. Because as we know, today, like, I don't know what it is, but like 2025, crazy year, you know what I'm saying? Living in some crazy times, so we're gonna be checking that out, all of that out. But let's low-key hop into this. This is what I got for y'all today. Why you never walk in front of an elephant. Let's see why you never walk in front of an elephant.
No.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm not going to be showing the ending of this video, but exactly what you think happens to this goat happens to the goat. This is not exactly what I wanted to see to start my day out this morning on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. But anyways, this video shows an elephant walking down the road. There's this goat that runs out in front of it. The elephant does not stop at all and basically flattens the goat like a bug.
Yo, that's crazy.
As we all know, elephants are the largest land animal, weighing between 8,000 to 14,000 pounds, depending on the species. This means that there's no chance of survival if it happens to step on you. That being said, elephants, when they're not provoked, are typically not going to go out of their way to step on an animal. Sometimes they just don't see the animal and will crush them by accident. There have even been people that have tripped in enclosures, fallen down, and been trampled by elephants as well. It's not something that's done maliciously, it's just a consequence of their large size. One benefit, and I'm being very generous / euphemistic when I'm using that word, is that this goat probably did not suffer. It was quite instant, I would imagine.
Yo, imagine being crushed by an elephant. Ew. Hell no, man. Yo, that goat. I mean, he said he didn't suffer, but still, dude, like, that's disgusting. Like, I would not imagine seeing that, like, in person. Yo, what's up, chat? Happy Thanksgiving. I mean, Thanksgiving already passed, so I can't even say that, but, like, yeah. Good morning, everyone. This is the day after Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm being honest, bro, I am literally, like, I woke up this morning just feeling so full and stuffed. Like, I might just not eat, like, the whole day, if I'm being honest. Like I feel like I need, like, a cleanse.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know? The memory erasure, they erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but if you...
She told this dude, she was like, you know, like, bro's gonna know. Like, no, dude, what are you talking about? Memory eraser? Yo, y'all really think Ariana Grande got her memory erased? This girl that I know, right? Like, she went to, I met her at this, like, party, right? She told me she met Lil Pump. I don't know if you guys know who Lil Pump is. He made a song called Gucci Gang, and he just repeated the Gucci Gang like 100 times. And, bro, he told me, he told her, and then she told me that Ariana Grande is like one of the biggest drug heads in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that doesn't get me murdered, but yeah, that's what I heard.
Tanks would sometimes spin in circles across the battlefield for hours during World War II. You see, this happened when the crew was already dead and the driver's foot got stuck on the accelerator, making it impossible for soldiers outside to stop it. This was later called a circle of death, a final act of life from a tank that was already dead.
Donald Trump popped out without the orange tan in a nicely fitted outfit and the color scheme. I was like, okay, Donald Trump, maybe he's listening to his personal stylist or something, because this is a different look. No. No, he just got inspiration.
That's wild.
Person's nightmare. You're in an elevator and the cable suddenly snaps. You'd expect to plummet to the bottom, but that actually almost never happens. The secret is a hidden mechanical bodyguard called a centrifugal gover. It's a system of heavy flyweight spinning at the top of the shaft, connected to the car by a separate rope. Think of it like a figure skater spinning with their arms out. As long as the elevator moves at a safe speed, the
Let's go. Let's go. See, at least now we know that like in an elevator we have a less chance of dying because they have all these things in place. And I think they did that on purpose, because I would genuinely think people's fear of dying in an elevator made it so that they want to make it as safe as possible. Because if you look at escalators actually have a higher chance of killing you compared to an elevator, which is crazy because escalators are like on the ground, you know what I'm saying?
0.5 million burgers in one single day. That's 195 million burgers a month. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see cows lined up around every corner waiting to be turned into patties. I mean, seriously, do the math. Even if you stretched one cow into a bunch of burgers, you're still talking millions of cows just to keep up every day. So I started asking myself, where are all these cows coming from? Is there some secret super ranch hidden underground? Are they growing cows in labs, cloning meat behind closed doors? People laugh it off, but think, when was the last time you even saw a cow farm big enough to supply this
Nah, that's a fact. We were just looking at how the Campbell's dude, I don't remember if y'all remember this in one of my last videos, but like the Campbell's manager guy was like, yo, only poor people eat my meat. And not only that, this comes out of a 3D printer. I'm not eating that. Y'all remember that? That was crazy. That's probably the same shit McDonald's does. They probably 3D print their chicken or beef or something, bro. They do something with it. Definitely not just cows. You know what they probably do? Parts of a cow they put in it, and then they're just like, all right, guys, we're just going to put a bunch of filler, and it's just a bunch of other shit, you know what I'm saying?
Girl makes the last mistake of her life drinking this clear glacial water in Antarctica, and 3 days later, she was urgently taken to the hospital, where she died. But what's wrong with this glacial water? At first glance, this water looks like the purest liquid that exists on the planet, and many tourists try it, of course, and they don't even realize how much they risk. In fact, behind the transparency of this water, there are many dangers invisible to the eyes. The thing is that this water comes from ancient glaciers in Antarctica that are several tens of millions of years old, and every drop of this frozen water is like a time capsule, and the age of this water exceeds the age when those very dinosaurs walked the earth. But the most frightening thing is that if you start studying this water under a microscope, you can see ancient bacteria and parasites there, which are also older than those very dinosaurs, and people just don't have immunity from these ancient organisms. And this blogger didn't know about it either, and what happened to him after taking a sip of this water was shocking. You can take a look at it yourself by searching for TikTok for the last sip of glacial water.
Why do people just drink unknown sources of water? Like, what are you doing?
Curious how anti-lock brakes keep you from skidding, and why pumping the brakes is now terrible advice. Most people imagine brakes as a simple more pressure, more stop and deal. You stop the pedal, the calipers clamp the rotor, and the car just slows down. But here's the thing, a locked wheel doesn't grip the road, it slides on top of it. The secret of ABS is letting your wheels almost lock up, then rapidly releasing them before they fully lose traction. Over and over, many times per second, each wheel has a little speed sensor watching how fast it's spinning. A computer compares the speed to how fast the car is moving. If one wheel suddenly slows way faster than the others, the system thinks, uh-oh, this one's about to lock. Instead of letting it skid, a valve in the brake line flickers open and closed, modulating the pressure hundreds of times per second. You feel that as a buzzing or pulsing pedal. That's not something breaking, that is the system doing the pump the brakes trick faster and more precisely than any human ever could. The most important part, a rolling tire can still steer even under heavy braking, while a sliding tire just plows straight ahead. So ABS doesn't only help you stop, but it also gives you a last second chance to steer around the incoming crash that was about to happen.
W mechanics. Let's go. He was pretending to be his dead mother. What the freak? What are you doing?
I don't think there's many people out there that would believe that these two are the same people, and that's exactly why this guy got caught. This slideshow features two images, the first of a woman, a mother by the name of Graziella from Italy, and the second image, somebody that looks somewhat similar. That's because it's her son dressed up in the exact same way as her. To give you guys some context, this 56-year-old Italian man was arrested after allegedly committing pension fraud with his mother, who reportedly passed away back in 2022. And instead of reporting this death to the authorities, he wrapped her up in a sleeping bag, drained her body of all of its fluids so it wouldn't create any decomposing smell, and then remained unemployed, collecting her checks for 3 years until her state-issued ID expired. After this, he was forced to go in person and get a new photo ID, and he was immediately caught. It's thought that in total, he stole around $94,000 or 53,000 euros. He's probably going to get in a lot of trouble.
That's wild, bro. It's disgusting, too.
The craziest stories I ever heard. A 17-year-old, she decided to go into her parents' room while they were sleeping. Bah, bah, and both of them. And she literally went onto a TikTok crime page. Oh, this happened to my parents. Can you help me try and solve it? But she's the one that did it. The Sarah Grace TikTok story. She confused everyone, called the police. Someone just barged in my house. They my parents, right?
Yeah.
One of the true crime people did a whole story about it, right? And in the comments, they were asking questions. What weapon was it? And herself, Sarah, went into the comments and was like, oh, it was a gun. This is where it was. It's like, this was all a game for her.
I just wanted to say goodbye to my mom and Jamie since we never got the chance to. And I have a single clue how much I needed y'all until now. Although there's
That is evil, bro.
I
What?
love you guys, and so do they. I'm sorry.
So did she get
Oh
caught?
my
The only
God.
reason why she got caught was because she turned herself in. From an investigative standpoint, it would seem that it was someone who knew them. Most definitely was since they knew the house. That's her commenting on her own murder. She posted a video too of, there's no way I can't call my mom anymore. I'm so sad.
Yo, the things people, hold on, I gotta get the face cam for this, bro. The things people do for attention is wild. She literally killed her. I don't know if I can say that. I can't even say that. She literally eliminated her whole family for clout. What are you doing? Yo, that is evil, dude. And then she literally ran with it. She ran with it the whole way. She did not care. She was like, crime page, please, like, give me more clout by, like, investigating the crime that I did. What? I think we looked at that in, like, a couple of videos, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I remember hearing this case. I don't know what she's doing, bro. Like, someone need to put her somewhere.
This 6-year-old boy shot one of his classmates because she rejected him.
It's like first or second grade, right?
It's like first grade, actually.
That's
it's like first grade kindergarten. It was in Michigan in 2000 to this little boy named Dedrick Owens. He had a very weird life at home where he lived in a crack house pretty much with his uncle because his mom was on drugs and his dad was in and out of jail all the time. So he was living with his uncle at the time. Because of everything that he would see at his house, there would be drugs around, weapons, things like that.
Yeah.
He literally started getting bad and doing a lot of bad things at school. A couple times he would be threatening other students, telling them that he wants to kill them.
That's
one
crazy.
time stabbed a little girl in
What?
class with a pencil. I'm pretty sure he broke skin. He even tried to attack this little girl who is the girl he pretty much had a crush on, named Kayla Rowland. This one day he's at the school and he tries to kiss this girl and she pretty much like rejects him. He goes home later on that night. He sees a gun that his uncle left pretty much like on a table or something. This little boy, Dedrick, picks it up, puts it in his backpack, and he takes it to school the next day. He decided to pull out this gun. He tells this little girl, Kayla, I don't like you, and he shoots her in her chest.
What?
Yes, but
No way.
I'm so serious. Yeah, so officers get there, they take this kid in. As that was happening at the same time, this girl, Kayla Rowland, was rushed to the hospital. They take her there, and long story short, she did not survive the gunshot to her chest.
Yeah.
Once they had a court date for this little boy, they ruled it as like, he's too young. His uncle ended up having to serve the time. He only served
That's
2 years in prison. And they ended up letting him out afterwards, yeah.
Mostly because they didn't try him for like murder. They tried him for like child
for-
endangerment or something
Yeah,
like that.
pretty
or
much like child
negligence.
neglect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Appreciate the sub.
In health news, they did a study on fruit flies, and every single mainstream news organization, if they had your best interests in mind, would be talking about this and the effects on us. But instead, there's media silence. Wait until you hear this. So an organization wanted to know the effects of LED lights and artificial lights on fruit flies, and maybe it may have some effect and a similar effect on us. So they got a bunch of fruit flies and put them in a room with alternating 12-hour lights of artificial and then 12 hours of darkness, and they would cycle it, and they studied what would happen to these fruit flies. Keep in mind, LEDs, if you look up who invented them, it was a scientist funded by Monsanto, the same company that is controlling the world food supply and genetically modifying all this stuff, which is crazy.
That is
well,
crazy.
Interestingly, the reason this study started is because people were talking about the damaging effects of blue light and artificial light on our brain cells, on our eyeballs, on our skin, on our hormones, on our sleep cycle, etc. They found that the fruit flies exposed to 12 hours of LED light and then 12 hours of darkness had their lifespan reduced by 50%.
Damn.
This is because blue light appears to damage photoreceptor cells, causing retinal degeneration, which was visible in the flies that were kept under the blue light and darkness cycle. Now look at this. In 2012, 84% of lighting in commercial buildings in the United States was with fluorescent lights, which is horrible for you. And now on the rise is LEDs, which is even worse. This isn't even taking into account all the other sources of artificial light we're exposed to. And if you want to do an artificial light detox, which I'd love to tell you about in this video, but clearly there's a vested interest in making sure you're getting exposed to these and being affected by it, comment detox below and I'll send you a DM with more information about how to boost your system from this.
Bro, I mean, this is why I'm wearing these glasses right now. I don't know if y'all, hold on. I don't know if y'all can see, but these are like literally, what is it? They protect you from blue light. They're like blue light protection or something like that. Bro, I'm telling you, like, I've been like editing a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because I've started this YouTube channel 2 years ago, and like my vision got like significantly worse from just being on the computer like all day. Like, just like, you know what I'm saying? Like that stuff is bad, man. Them blue lights and stuff, like, it's crazy. That's probably why my vision is so bad. I wouldn't doubt that. Just being in front of screens all day is crazy. It'd be like that though.
He murdered 87 people in a single night, all because his ex-girlfriend wouldn't take him back. His name was Julio Gonzalez, and in February 1990, he was dumped by Lydia Feliciano, a worker at the illegal Happy Land nightclub in New York City. Happy Land was a death trap. Over 100 people crammed into a space the size of an apartment living room with no sprinklers, no fire alarms, and only one exit. The city had ordered it shut down in 1988, but no one ever followed through. On March 25th, 1990, Julio showed up drunk, begging Lydia to take him back. She said no. As security threw him out, he shouted, "I'll shut this place down." He walked to a gas station and returned with a container of gasoline. He poured it on the staircase, the only way out, and lit it on fire with a match. In 5 minutes, 87 people were gone, suffocated by toxic smoke or burned alive. Julio casually walked home, changed his clothes, and went to sleep like nothing happened. Lydia and a few others escaped through the entrance before the flames took over, and she told the police about Julio's threats. He was arrested the next day and confessed without a shred of remorse. In 1991, he was sentenced to 25 years to life and passed away from a heart attack in 2016. The families of the victims filed a $5 billion lawsuit against the city and the building's landlords, but it was settled for just $15.8 million.
I appreciate
Follow
the love,
me
chat.
for more true
Thank
crime
you, guys.
stories, and it's disturbing how...
Bro, I hate when they just cut like that. Like, you know what's funny? A lot of y'all be thinking I be the one like cutting it early, but in reality, the clips just end. You know what I'm saying? And there's just no part twos or anything. It's just like, yep, he did this and bye. You know what I'm saying? It's not my fault, I promise you.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly why that deer put the hooves on that woman and how you can avoid getting violated by venison. So a deer, or really just grazing or hunting animals in general, they'll often leave their deer dependents hidden in one spot for most of the day while they feed themselves. They'll leave the fawn for hours and really only stop by a couple times a day to nurse or groom them. That's actually why the baby bambies of the world have spots. It breaks up their outline and helps them hide from threats to minor safety. Mama deer will even lick around the baby's undertail area to make it pee and poop, which the mother will eat to minimize the newborn scent, because sometimes motherhood is just a sandwich of shiitake mushrooms.
Disgusting.
Now, what does that have to do with old girl getting the beats put on her like Afro music? You remember how people used to say you should never touch a baby bird because your scent means its mother will abandon it? Well, it's a myth. Most birds can't smell, but it's actually because a lot of the times the fledgling out of the nest is perfectly fine, and the myth is to keep kids from accidentally killing baby birds with kindness. The difference is, in a world of fight or flight, deer can't fly. Also, because there's obviously less predators around us, deer get real lazy with their hiding spots, and I know that because I literally literally took this video a year ago of a baby deer out in the open. And despite my crippling lesser judgment, I didn't touch him, I didn't even get close to him, and a couple hours later his mama and friends came to pick him up. That's the difference between walking away and getting the brakes beaten off you by a boxing ass Bambi. The more you know. Actually no, because I got curious, looked it up, and it's somehow worse because woman took a picture of a deer giving birth, so the more she knows.
That's crazy.
This video is for those of you that like to drink the glass straw way, using a glass straw.
He said a woman that swallowed part of a straw has been hospitalized. A glass straw, I should say.
After watching this video, you may never use a glass straw again. Take a look at this. Listen to this.
Don't use glass straws. It's not worth it. Broke it.
Gary.
They had to put me to sleep to take it out. There, by the time they got me to endo, they couldn't find it.
Damn.
The story is pretty simple. That young lady you just saw in the video was drinking water with a glass straw, just like the image I have right next to me. She swallowed something. She knew she was only drinking water, no ice or anything. When she pulled the straw out of her mouth and took a look at it, a piece of the straw was missing. Now keep it in the back of your mind. That's a glass straw. And the piece that she claims was missing off of the straw was at least that big.
Damn.
So she then goes on to sit around for a few hours, thinking nothing of it. She ends up burping, and when she burped, she noticed that there was some blood in her burp. It was not normal. So she then took herself to the emergency room. They checked her. They couldn't find it. It had already passed through her esophagus. It actually had made it all the way through her intestines. Do you know how scary that is to have a piece of glass like that hadn't been broken down by the body floating around inside your intestines? She also goes on to say that after they couldn't find the piece of glass in her body, they told her to go home and wait it out. What is she going to wait for? I pray that everything is okay for her and she's able to pass that glass without it doing any damage internally to her body. So keep this in the back of your mind next time you're using a glass straw. Be very, very careful. This is a PSA for everyone. They are not fun, especially when they break off. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Man, like he said, hopefully that glass pass. Yeah, bro made it rhyme too. That's hilarious.
I thought I was playing about the bear attacks. Check this out, y'all. Look what's happening in Russia. People saying their animals have been acting weird, and this is reflecting in nature. Check this out.
Hey,
y'all seen that? His paws got
crazy.
stuck in the door, man. Good thing he held on because that could have turned out ugly. And this man was just going home, minding his business. That bear hopped over that wall like it was nothing.
Terrifying moment. A man cheats death by leaping into his car as a giant wild brown bear pounces on him. CCTV footage shows the enormous bear prowling behind a wall and catching sight of his target.
Y'all not connecting the dots that was his car, y'all. If that was anybody else's car, he would have been cooked.
Yo, that bear was fed up, dude. That bear was not having it, bro. But I'm not gonna lie. Let's replay it a little bit. This dude right here, dude. You know what I'm saying? That first time he grabbed that bear like it was nothing, bro. Like, let's go back to that.
That could have
the enormous
fed up.
Yo, look how he just grabbed him. Like he didn't give a free. He just hold on, watch this. Yo, this is Mr. America or something, bro. Like, what the hell? Strong ass dude.
Would you drink this for $1 million?
Hell no, that's poison.
No, I am not drinking this for $1 million. You are literally asking me if I would die for that money. This is a very basic slideshow that first shows an older wooden box with this strange wax vial full of liquid, and upon closer inspection, we can barely make out the words here, hydrofluoric acid. Now, first off, hydrofluoric acid has industrial applications used for things like etching glass, stone, and cleaning metal. But it's an extremely dangerous acid. If you spill it on your skin, it penetrates deep into—
Yo, no way someone said he couldn't bear it anymore. Yo, you're funny, bro. That was funny. I wonder if I can like that comment.
to your tissue, and it might not be immediately painful, but it causes severe burns. So if you were to ingest it, the tissues in your mouth and digestive system would be severely damaged, but on top of that, it also throws off your electrolyte balance and can cause cardiac arrest if you were to survive the horrible damage that you would get. It is really not an acid that you would want to have contact with. Fortunately, I don't think that very many people watching this video would have access to it anyways, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, we not drinking acid, bro. I don't know what that guy's talking about.
Kevin Hart took $50 million to unversion his hole.
What?
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you.
That's hilarious. I wonder if that's true. Y'all think that's true? Yo, put ones in the comment if you guys think Kevin Hart really took $50 million for that.
Did you guys know that mermaids exist? So this tall drink of water is a fisherman off the coast of Massachusetts, and on his travels he likes to document the things that he sees out in the ocean. What he catches this night is irrefutable evidence of the existence of mermaids. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's not irrefutable evidence, it's just very strong evidence of the existence of mermaids. Check it out.
We got another one over here. What are those? What the fuck's going on?
It's Ariel. It's the Little Mermaid.
On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water.
Water. Real New Yorker.
I hear him. Where's he at? What the fuck is that noise, bro? What is that noise? Where are you? This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it.
Don't yell again, bro.
Oh my god. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Dude, that one point when he was screaming, I'm like, bro, why would you want like if it was really like a siren? Why would you want a siren to literally be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're in the middle of the ocean, bro. Don't be yelling for these things, dude. They could have just, I mean, I don't know if they can rip up the boat, but like, last thing I want to do is be trapped in the middle of the ocean and then a mermaid like mess me up and make me fall into the water or something. Like, hell no.
Whatever you do, don't touch the scissors.
For those of you that have kids, let me ask you a very simple question. If they shoved a pair of scissors into an electrical outlet, how would you handle it? And this is the exact situation that this person recording this video is in. And during this video, they're wondering whether or not they should just pull the scissors out quickly, how they're going to solve this, and they're running out of time because you can see there's a ton of smoke coming out of the outlet. Well, first and foremost, you absolutely should not pull the scissors out of the outlet because you're at risk of getting electrocuted.
Facts.
Instead, the first thing you should be doing is turning off the circuit breaker that the outlet is connected with. And you should test to make sure that there's no electrical current present, and then remove it using a pair of pliers that have a well-insulated handle. You should then take preventative measures in the future by installing child-proof outlet covers so they can't stick anything else in there, because the kid is very lucky that they didn't get electrocuted, and you're also lucky that your house didn't get burned down. These situations happen much more often than you'd think as well, and there's even apparently kids in high school that are doing this in their science class, like seen in the photo behind me.
Yo, kids be so rude, but at the same time, kids are just really curious, you know what I'm saying? When you come into like a brand new world, I mean, to them, it's like they don't even know what's going on. They're just hella curious. So sometimes you just got to prevent that curiosity from causing you almost $1 million for your house being burned down, and legal problems, and potentially that child also dying. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just take protective measures. Is that real footage of me almost getting taken out? Yo, that's crazy. R.I.P. Biggie.
The Black Death was far more disturbing than you The Black Death was far more disturbing than you thought, and was way closer to killing us than you realize. But how? It all began with a singular merchant ship coming from Asia arriving in Sicily, but something was off. As they docked, you would discover nearly all the sailors on board were either dead or covered in black boils the size of eggs. In a panic, the ship was ordered to leave, but it was already too late. Infected rats, fleas, and sailors left the ship just before, where the disease spread almost instantly within the town of Messina. You would be unknowingly spreading it to everyone around you, where entire neighborhoods and families were slowly starting to get sick. But it was about to get much worse, because only about 2 to 3 weeks later, you would suddenly start to see entire families dying within days of each other, and bodies piling up in the streets. Even doctors and priests treating families started dying as well, resulting in a mass wave of panic. People were covered in black boils, had high fevers, and were vomiting blood. And within a matter of only months, it spread all across southern Europe, causing entire towns to be killed off and abandoned. At one point, the plague even turned airborne, where you could get infected just by being next to someone. Now spreading even more rapidly, sweeping through major cities, and killing off nearly half the population everywhere it touched. But it gets darker. Over 2 years in, Europe was collapsing. Hundreds of thousands of people were dying no matter what city or town you moved to. People tried tons of different practices and cures, but nothing would save you. And in the third year, the plague was killing everything. Millions of people and even animals were dying. Being so deadly, you would die within only 2 to 7 days after infection. And about 4 years in, the populations got so low, it was running out of hosts, finally starting to slow down. But the damage was already done. Nearly 50 to 60% of people in Europe were gone, and millions of more across the world, with a death toll around 50 to 200 million victims.
That's insane. It's actually insane. That's a lot of people.
An old man in New York put up a flyer inviting people to come and share a cigarette with him. Little did he know that this would happen. You see, a few days ago, Bob handed out some flyers, but one of the people he handed it out to posted online only for it to go mega viral. And I mean, with New York being as crazy as it is, according to the online event listing, 2,500 people actually went. Videos online show people chanting Bob's name, turning up on pogo sticks, climbing lampposts and traffic lights just to get a glimpse of him. And this is all for an event that was from 2 p.m. to 2:05 p.m. But that was 5 minutes where New Yorkers put aside their agendas, politics, race, or religion and united over one shared interest.
We want your Marlboro. We want Bob.
Even if that interest is, you know, well, at least he said this.
If you don't smoke, don't start. If you currently smoke and you have the willpower, quit.
New York, please stay this way.
It's funny. Let's go, Bob.
You ever heard the Mr. Bean theory?
Nah.
Alright, listen.
What was it, Mr. Bean?
You know what Mr. Bean's about, right?
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a guy that does quirky stuff. He takes like a normal life and does like weird stuff with it, right?
Yeah.
So there's a theory that Mr. Bean is actually an alien.
How?
Reason why he reacts with everyday things the way he does is because he's an alien and he's learning about human life.
Oh, he doesn't know how to,
yeah, he doesn't know how to use shit.
To it.
Yeah. No, but listen. In the beginning or the end of Mr. Bean,
yeah,
what happens? He gets dropped from the sky.
Oh,
you remember? with the light, and he gets dropped onto the floor.
Yeah.
When we first saw it, we just like passed off, like, oh, what is that, right? But if you think about it, that means he's an alien, bro. He got dropped off here, and the reason he's reacting with all these different things weirdly is because he actually doesn't know what these things are.
He doesn't know.
And what if?
Oh, there's more to this.
That'd be an interesting theory.
Fuck!
Hey,
you guys won't believe what we just fucking hit.
Alright, I see you guys. I've been tagged in this video probably 2,000 times, so I'm going to talk about it. The video that you guys just watched shows this hole that's been freshly dug, and right here it might be kind of hard to see. You see rainbow-colored wires protruding from this wall, and the audio is freaking out. Don't worry though, that's just dubbed on. That being said, it would be completely fine to have this type of reaction if you do discover wires like this, because these guys are in deep trouble. These type of wires, typically referred to as rainbow route, are usually fiber optic cables and have a lot to do with data transfer and telecommunications. Not standard wires, they're very difficult, almost impossible to splice, so if you accidentally end up breaking them as a construction company, you could be liable for tens of thousands of dollars worth of damages, and in rare cases, if you really mess up, $1 million plus. So if you're ever going to be doing digging like this or construction like this, make sure you call the appropriate sources to find out where this rainbow route has been ran so you don't make the same mistake.
But like, what if you just dug it and just didn't care and just left? They're not gonna blame nobody but themselves, right? So like, let's say I just go to some random site, started digging. I messed up, cut the colorful cords. I just left. Then what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what's going on right now in Mexico? Nah. You know how I talked about the Serbian lady?
Stay away from the Serbian dancing lady.
There's like a variant of it in Mexico, except it's called the White Masked Man. People are saying that the guy was influenced from Terrifier. In Mexico, there's a guy in all white, except for the mouth. In the mouth area, it's red. Blood is coming out of it. There was a story where a girl was doing a jog at night, and on the other side of the road, you see an all-white guy jogging towards him. It stops and says, "Merry Christmas!" On a day-to-day basis, it's just roaming around. So people are trying to figure out, has it murdered anyone yet? Because why is there blood?
Or is he just like cosplaying?
Or he's just cosplaying. You'll see him at a local bar.
No, that's scary, bro.
Scary, fam, look.
That is like Terrifier. If you watch Terrifier, it just shows like a guy, I think they're at a pizza shop or whatever, and he's just in the corner like looking at them.
That's exactly
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
yeah, Terrifier is definitely like super interesting. Oh, Terrifier. I think I watched like the second one. It was one of the newer ones. It was okay. It wasn't all that. But yeah, Terrifier, man. All right, let's go to the second part of the stream. And let's look at what's going on in today's world. Oh my God, there's definitely some crazy stuff going on. So, I'm saying one of my favorite pages for every single news is my boy Dylan Page, dude. He makes good videos. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, check out his channel. He literally updates you on like everything news, news things, like at least once or twice a week. I think it's like 3 times a week. Bro's consistent.
Oh, since we last spoke, everyone is turning on each other on X right now after they released a new feature showing the real location an account is based in. Germany announced plans to build the strongest army in Europe again. Oh no. 2 men from Texas were caught literally trying to raise an army and invade an island in Haiti. Mark Zuckerberg's Meta is facing some of the most serious allegations they've ever faced. And is Mr. Beast jealous of streamers? All of that and so much more. Keep Alex in your thoughts and prayers. This is the reason the Tuesday video is late. Go look at the community post if you want more context. But let's stop the yapping and let's go. Okay, we gotta start today with this because Mark Zuckerberg could be in big trouble. You see, Meta has just been slammed with a range of very serious allegations, including things like being aware of millions of adults communicating with minors on Instagram and Facebook, but Zuck and the squad didn't intervene because it would harm engagement. Let me just tell you before we run through them, these are probably some of the worst allegations that the company has faced to date. And it really shows you just how dark some of these social companies can be. Even Elon Musk commented on the actual Times article about this whole topic, saying, terrible. Now, to be clear, these are still just allegations, and they are according to massive multi-district litigation, which is basically a collection of a bunch of lawsuits. In fact, the total is around 1,700 lawsuits against Meta from various plaintiffs. Allegation 1. Meta did not protect children knowing the dangers. So the lawsuit alleges that in 2019, company researchers recommended that they make all Instagram teen accounts private by default in order to prevent adults from messaging minors. However, Meta reportedly rejected this because it would, quote, harm engagement and lead to a loss of around 1.5 million monthly users on IG. Now, instead, the inappropriate interactions between kids and adults on Instagram reportedly skyrocketed 38 times than that on Facebook Messenger. And the situation was only exacerbated when Reels was introduced, because that obviously boosted people's reach massively, including teenagers. According to the documents, Meta only made teen accounts private years later, when a lot of the damage had already been done. Allegation 2. Meta were far too lenient on accounts linked to sex trafficking and other serious crimes.
Yo,
in
crazy.
fact, listen to this. Instagram's former head of safety.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of mad. Yo, I remember posting quotes on Instagram, like literally quotes, like funny quotes, nothing crazy, and my videos would get taken down for nothing. But then you have literal traffickers, and they're just chilling. Like, what's going on?
In well-being, testified that when she joined Meta in 2020, she was shocked to learn that the company had a 17-time strike policy for accounts that reportedly engaged in the trafficking of humans for sex. 17 times you can get a strike. Allegation 3. Internal research at Meta, meaning done by them, indicated that heavy social media use is linked to higher levels of depression, anxiety, stress, loneliness. But they allege that the company deliberately covered this up and misled the public and Congress on the true consequences of social media. To Meta's disappointment, the internal document stated people who stopped using Facebook for a week reported lower feelings of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and social comparison. In fact, Meta reportedly even shut down on more internal research into this issue because of the results that they were getting. They're saying, we don't even want to know. Allegation 4 and beyond, because there are so many allegations that I'll be Alex's age by the time I finish covering the allegations.
Careful now, girl. I enjoy you, but be careful.
Meta are also accused of deliberately designing their platforms to be addictive, similar to tobacco or gambling companies, as well as reintroducing features which impact body image like beauty filters, again, because it impacted engagement. It also said that they deliberately targeted children in getting them hooked on these apps. It says that they delayed and blocked safety features, and even failing to remove self-harm content. Now, defense for Zuck, because we must defend everyone. Now, Meta have responded to this by saying that the lawsuits have cherry-picked quotes from their company's documents, and that they do not fairly represent their approach to these issues. However, these documents that have been cherry-picked, apparently, they're not public, so we can't say whether that's true or false yet. But let me know what you guys think about this situation. Were you shocked to find out some of these sort of things, or did your jaw remain firmly in place?
Definitely was not shocked about any of that, but talking about all of that, yo, I'm pretty sure Meta, let me show you Instagram, because I seen this the other day. Instagram teen account ad. I've been seeing this ad every single day, so I think these things have been cracking down. Like, where is it at? I don't know if y'all be seeing it, but like Instagram has like a teen account ad where they're literally telling everybody like, yo, screw your normal account, get this teen account. I mean, if you're a teenager, of course. Let me see if I can find it. Is it this? Man, that's just somewhere, bro. It's probably gonna play when I'm looking at this video. But yeah, Instagram is trying to crack down on that, so.
Moving on. Okay, this next one might be one of the wildest stories of 2025. 2 Texas men have been arrested for planning to invade a Haiti island, wipe out all of the men, and enslave the women to do stuff which I can't even say on here. But I think you get the point. Everything you're about to hear is 100% serious. And let me tell you, this wasn't just, maybe something that these 2 guys were discussing on a Discord chat. They were actively preparing to carry this out. In fact, they even tried to recruit homeless men in Washington for their army. You see, over the past year, 20 and 21-year-old Gavin and Tanner, they enrolled for military and firearm training. They planned to learn how to sail. They took classes in the local language of the island that they were trying to take over, and even intended to purchase an arsenal of weapons and ammunition. Guys, but that's not even the craziest part, because the island that they were planning to take over, of Guanavi, has a population of 87,000 people. That is why, okay, the court documents reveal that the pair intended to recruit more people online, because it's 2 versus 87,000 at this point. And when that had, delivered mixed results, they also tried to recruit homeless people in Washington for their army. They then planned to put all of those people that they recruited on a boat, sail over to the island for a surprise attack. Why did they think this would work? Now, not only was there 13 months of planning this whole thing, what would you call it, a thing? Not only was it discovered by authorities, but they now face a maximum of life in prison, because they were indicted on a whole long list of charges, including conspiracy to murder, mayhem, or kidnap persons in a foreign country. I don't think that's the word is mayhem, to be honest with you. Mame? And on top of all of that, the 2 guys from Texas are also accused of the production of child you-know-what. So yeah, these guys are cooked.
It's crazy.
What's going on in Texas? Moving on! Okay, also this week, one of the scariest things on social media was just revealed on X. You see, over the past couple of days, X has been rolling out this new account location feature. And they say this is essentially to help viewers make more informed decisions about the content that these accounts are posting. But the shocking part is, and I don't think many people could have expected this, but dozens of accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers posting about American politics were not based in America. I mean, check this out. MAGA Scope, Nigeria. America First, Bangladesh. Eric Trump Fan, Eastern Europe. Baron Trump News, also Eastern Europe. Cautious Philosopher, who constantly talks about American politics, including tweets like, in the American Civil War, Confederates were the good guys. Account based in Serbia. And the problem is not talking about American politics if you're not from America. That's what international news is. It's the posting of extreme political opinions while appearing to be American. And it's not just American politics, by the way. There were many accounts that were not located in the country that you would assume based on the nature of their content. And I guess in saying whether this is true or not true, X does note that the location may not be accurate. And a good example for it not being accurate is a Gaza-based journalist. And he was called out for his location being in Poland, which would be very awkward if he's, trying to pretend to be in Gaza, but he's actually not. But he responded to this by literally posting a video of him in Gaza saying, is this what Poland looks like? So very clearly, this feature is not always to be trusted. There could be some problems with it. But it does raise a serious question. How much of America's, but also other countries' extreme political opinions online actually come from the people in that country? I mean, the United Nations, their 2024 Global Risk Report not only ranked mis- and disinformation being the deliberate spreading of information like, to separate the people, divide them, gaslight them. They not only ranked it as a top global threat, but also the one that countries feel the least prepared to address. And it's true, because how do you fix or address the problem of it being so profitable to post stuff that divides another country without having to necessarily deal with the consequences of that division? And no, this doesn't only affect the United States, but for all of the accounts, looking for something to post that's going to get traction and earn them views, therefore money. I mean, I'm sure you heard, America is the whole world's favorite TV show. No one really pays attention to politics like they do America politics. I work in news, I know. So as long as anonymous accounts on the internet can make money by gaslighting, which unfortunately just does better for views for a lot of these accounts than regular impartial news, while also appearing to be from that country, like American, English, German, etc., then the situation only gets worse. Don't know how to address that. It's a rough one. Because you crack down on this and then you've got a whole bunch of privacy problems as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you have any solutions, ideas about the problem? Let me know in the comments. But for now, moving on. Okay, we got to talk about this one, guys, because Germany has just announced plans to build the strongest army in all of Europe again. But to achieve that, young Germans could now see their lives disrupted overnight. Starting next year, all 18-year-olds in Germany will receive a government questionnaire asking things like, would you voluntarily join the military? Would you be willing to serve? And what kind of skills do you have? You know, what kind of good at throwing grenades? Now, for men, the response...
What do y'all think about that? Imagine, like, in your country right now, like in America, at the age of 18, they asked you if you would want to join the military. Like, I don't think that's a bad idea, actually. But if people say no and then they force them to, then I feel like that's where the conflict comes in.
To this questionnaire is mandatory. For women, it's optional. At least for now. Your days are numbered. Then, the following year in 2027, that's when things really start heating up. Every 18-year-old male in the country will face mandatory medical exams to assess whether they're fit to serve or not. That is 300,000 to 400,000 people in Germany turning 18 every year. This is essentially because Germany wants to create a list of people that they know are healthy so that if the time comes, all right, these people have 2 legs, they're good, so they can call up in the event of a war. But hearing that's pretty crazy. So you got to be asking, why now? Well, put very simply, Germany and all other NATO countries are preparing for a possible Russian attack by at least as soon as the year 2029. That is 4 years. Staggering. Now, the significance of the year 2029, it's a much longer story. We can go into that if you want one day. But Germany specifically, they want to recruit an additional 90,000 active soldiers and another 200,000 reservists by the year 2035. That's a lot. And written into the bill, which was approved last week, if they don't get these numbers by voluntary sign-ups, mandatory conscription is on the table. And so they're really trying to sweeten up the voluntary side of things. They've raised the amount that people would get paid by going into the military. They've got different career paths that you can do in the military. They're just sweetening the deal. But in the case that that all fails and they have to bring in mandatory conscription, well, the university plans, the careers, the personal decisions, all of that might have to be put on hold for the young Germans that get, you know, they have to do service. I don't think that the rest of Europe is completely safe because France, the UK, Nordic countries, and many more, they've all hinted at they're having their own debates about conscription as well. So it's just the world that we're living in right now. But I guess the question is for any Germans that are watching, what do you think? Does a strong German military prevent war through deterrence? Or are we heading down a worrying path? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Moving on.
Dude, I feel like a strong military, just someone that can protect themselves, I feel like it makes a less chance of people actually attacking you. For example, like, how would I say, if someone knows someone has a weapon, they're not going to attack them compared to if they know that they're defenseless, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're about to attack somebody, but you know bro has, like, a weapon, are you going to attack that person? No, even if you have a weapon, because now you're putting yourself in the, you know what I'm saying? You're putting yourself in harm's way. But if you know the person doesn't have a weapon and you have a weapon, you're just like, well, they're screwed because I'm their god in this situation because they can't do anything because I'm up here and they got nothing to defend themselves with. If you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I feel like it would definitely deter a lot of people from attacking them. But you know what I'm saying? As a world leader, they'd be so crazy that they just don't care. They're just willing to risk it, even if it gets their troops, like, obliterated.
Also this week, an old man put up a flyer in New York just inviting people to come share a cigarette with him. Little did he know, it would end up like this. So yeah, a few days ago, a man named Bob, he handed out some flyers, but one of the people he handed out to posted it online only for it to go viral. And we're talking 36 million views. Kind of viral. And you know, with New York being as crazy as it is, according to the online event listing, 2,500 people showed up. That is staggering. Videos online show them chanting Bob's name, turning up on freaking pogo sticks, holding balloons of it's a boy. They were climbing lampposts and traffic lights just to get a glimpse of Bob. And this was all for an event that was from 2 p.m. to 2:05 p.m. 5 minutes attracted that many people. But that was 5 minutes where New Yorkers put aside agenda, politics, race, religion to unite themselves around one common interest. Even if that interest is, you know, killing you. No, I will not allow the negativity on this. This is a feel-good story. And in Bob's defense, he did say this.
If you don't smoke, don't start.
Right.
If you currently smoke and you have the willpower, quit. If you don't have the willpower, at least cut back a little bit.
So all I want to say is, New York, stay the way you are. Moving on. Also, since we last spoke, something happened that has never happened before in recorded history. That's pretty crazy. A whole ass country woke up this morning to news I don't think they were ever expecting to hear. For the first time in roughly 10,000 years, a volcano has come back from the dead. Not only did it send up explosions of ash up to 15 kilometers in the sky, that is significantly higher than when you fly on a commercial plane. Imagine that, you're in a plane and freaking ash shoots up beside you. But also this plume is so big, it can be seen from space. Now, fortunately for any of the, casualties and stuff like that, this volcano is located in northeast Ethiopia, which is one of the hottest and least inhabitable regions on Earth. So at least it's by itself. But the emissions are so intense from this explosion that they are now drifting towards neighboring countries as well. And they can be seen spotted from villages like hundreds of kilometers away. So, geez. Happy Monday, Ethiopia. Good start to the week. Moving on. And lastly, is Mr. Beast jealous of streamers? Well, yesterday he posted this. How do we get the YouTube community more tight-knit like the Twitch streaming community? They're always collabing, hosting award shows, etc. And it feels like YouTubers are on separate planets. I mean, the big thing is that YouTube is so much bigger than Twitch. I think there's like 100+ million active creators on YouTube versus Twitch is, 7 million? And then you're only seeing a tiny portion of that at the top. And we've also seen this exact thing with other platforms before. Remember TikTok? When that was still small? Bro, you had entire squads of people making TikToks. They had entire people living together, just running dozens of videos all together. It was just... that was what it was at the beginning. But then, TikTok blew up. Everyone started jumping on there, making content. It niched down, and TikTok kind of feels the same way. You don't have that anymore. I think that community feeling when they're all kind of together only exists when something is small. And, that's what the small town feeling is. You are a community. You go to the big city, everyone's niched down. And, streaming is really having that cultural moment right now. So, every platform has had that moment, and maybe YouTubers like Mr. Beast, just let them have it. You don't have to win every battle. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I think that is about a wrap. There is no Wednesday video, only Friday, and then from Friday, I'm going on an Asia tour. A whole list of countries in Asia to get
some... traveling. I mean, I feel like with the YouTubers, dude, like there's just, like he's saying, so many YouTubers. YouTube went through so many different phases of YouTube. Like just so many different creators and so much different things that it's kind of hard to just be like a tight niche community like Twitch and all these other streaming platforms, because you got to think about it. Twitch is, like he's saying, relatively new. Like not a lot of people was like streaming on Twitch back like 10 years ago. Like I don't even think Twitch existed 10 years ago. We should look that up. How long ago did Twitch come out? Twitch came out back in 2011. So yeah, Twitch has been around, but it didn't really start popping for real until a couple of years ago. It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. What's going on in the news today? Let's see what's cracking. Trump says he will be permanently pausing immigration for the third. Oh yeah, we get it. He be doing stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think there's really much left to chat. Ugh. Yeah, that was that. Those TikToks that we watched earlier, though, that was insane. Like, I don't know what was going on. The craziest one was the bear attack. When that dude, someone in the comments said he couldn't bear it anymore. That was funny. That genuinely made me laugh. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for joining this morning. This video is going to be left up, so if y'all want to watch it later, or if you're watching it later as I'm talking about it live, you know what I'm saying, you kind of missed the live. But yeah, it was fun. Catch y'all in the next one. I might do this again like next week, honestly. Let me know if y'all like this format where I just live stream it instead of make it a video, then edit it, and then post it. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll catch y'all later, man.